Nothing sums up Modern Combat 3 Fallen Nation single-player campaign as perfectly as the inevitable AC-130 mission. In it, you act as a gunner for a huge battle plane, pummeling the ground with a variety of overly powered ordnance while your fellow soldiers dash about on the ground. But whereas Modern Warfare 2 on consoles, the game MC3 desperately wants to be, presented this section as an uncomfortable juxtaposition of human banter and cold detached killing, an effort that was far more memorable and striking in my mind than that scene at the airport, Modern Combat 3 hands you a simple duck hunt. This lack of maturity is one of many issues with Modern Combat 3, but in terms of sheer balls-to-the-wall action, there isn't much else out there right now on mobiles that delivers as much explosive, choreographed fun as Gameloft Montreal's effort. Picking up from the end of Modern Combat 2, MC3 sees the war being fought primarily on American soil. In a very long nod to, and then a quick mugging of, Homefront's premise, you have to fight back the People's Republic of Korea across skyscrapers, suburbs, Alaskan villages, and more in order to seize back the fallen nation of the title. Controls are the same as in the last outing, which is to say they're probably the most reasonable stab at touchscreen first-person shooter controls to date, with the virtual stick to one side of the screen and buttons like crouch, run, fire, and throw grenades arrayed around the edges. It's still a slightly awkward affair thanks to the inherent properties of the touchscreen, but it's a more manageable shooter than most thanks to the fact that you can fully customize the position and size of each button from the options menu. In terms of single player, MC3 gets far closer to Call of Duty than previous efforts, thanks to what feels like an almost relentless series of set pieces. Buildings cave in on top of your character, tanks bursting through walls, and helicopters swooping in to take you down are all present, and the game does a good job of stringing these together. The enemy is still gormless though, running to the same spot of cover time and time again, while Gameloft hasn't done a particularly good job of hiding spawn points either, meaning that far too often enemies will just appear out of thin air before rushing to the same point as their identical twins whom you just killed. Getting killed through apparently solid cover isn't fun, and the occasional illogical maps, you can jump over this small wall but this identical one here is impassable, seem designed to frustrate. Then there are the unintentional hilarious moments that keep cropping up, like when your AI companion keeps shouting the wrong squad name during the Alaskan levels, or when he drags you to safety by slightly moving your arm. These give the game an unwelcome knockoff quality. But while the single-player campaign is a conflicted effort, exciting when it's taking bold sweeps but slapdash in the details, the multiplayer is a fine attempt at recreating the thrills of a full-blown first-person shooter. With 100 experience levels, countless attachments, a huge array of equipment, and some genuinely entertaining game modes, just avoid the non-team-based ones if you don't like spawn camping, it's here where Modern Combat 3 really shines. It's a shame then that the servers appear to be so disorganized at launch. Despite playing for a good 3 hours over the past day, only one of my game's results registered. Matches also tend to last slightly too long to be comfortable on mobiles at the default setting, though you can change their duration in the menu. As long as your expectations aren't set too high, Modern Combat 3 is a fine addition to your iOS library. No other mobile first-person shooter can match it, and the already expansive multiplayer still delivers a relatively satisfying online experience. When the servers are working, that is. However, it's still a game of compromises. It still asks you to ignore the awful AI, clumsy level design, and awkward touchscreen controls because, well, it's a bit like having Call of Duty on your mobile. But only a bit.